Hello, my lovelies. This is Corey. Welcome to another art tips, tricks, and hacks video. In this video, I will be talking about using essential oils as natural solvents for blending. And when I say blending, I mean pencil. So I have organic lavender essential oil from the Our Acacia brand here. And you don't have to use organic, you can use non-organic as long as it's the pure essential oil, not diluted in any sort of carrier oil, otherwise you'll have a big mess on your hands. So I put just about 10 drops in a little baby food jar that's been cleaned out. Now if you don't like really strong floral scents or don't want to use lavender, you can also use eucalyptus, and I was really happy with the Now brand. It worked wonderfully. In fact, the lavender left just a tiny bit of a stain behind, which if it's pure essential oil, it's not supposed to do, but unfortunately it did. So the eucalyptus was great and got a little bit of a sinus clearing while I was using it. So I started out with a flat brush on this, you may have noticed, and then the poor thing has been well used and I haven't taken care of it as well as I should have, so it was fraying and causing a little bit of a mess. So I went ahead and switched to my trusty round tip brush, which I will show up close to the camera later on in the video. But I am just going over with the essential oil. You may recognize these spheres from my last tips and tricks video about keeping your pencil sharp. So I just go over it with a brush and you can tell it really smooths everything out. It also kind of darkens things a little bit, so it's really wonderful for making really smooth fields of color. And this is just graphite pencil, so that works really, really nicely. And I wanted to, there's the brush, there we go, size 4 round Princeton Art and Brush Company. I really like the wood handle. It doesn't have sort of the painted handle that will start flaking later on, and it comes to a really nice point, as you can tell. So that's the brush I use. Now, the wonderful thing about using a solvent is that once it's completely dry, so sometimes you have to wait a while, you can go back over with more layers of pencil to really get things very, very dark, and then use the solvent again. So you will see that by doing this, and I'm using this time, instead of an HB pencil, which is kind of the middle tone pencil, I'm using a B pencil, which is a little bit softer. It's going to get a little bit darker, slightly richer tone. So I don't like using those softer pencils at the beginning, but once you have put solvent on and you go back over, you can just get really beautiful, rich, dark color. So one of the reasons why I wanted to look into a natural solvent is that, well, if you use turpentine, it's incredibly strong, so you need to make sure you're in an area that gets well ventilated, but it also is for people who maybe are sensitive to strong smells or who get headaches. I get really bad migraines, so the turpentine is just not realistic for me. And I also am not a fan of the supposed odorless turpentine, which is called Terpenoid. It almost has a light sort of gasoline smell, which I can't stand. So I wanted to experiment and figure out if there was a natural alternative. There you go. You have the before the solvent and then after the solvent. And on that second one, at the left sphere, I added the pencil back over the top and a second layer of solvent. So it's really, really dark and rich. Now you can do the same thing using a solvent with colored pencil to really blend out your colors. And going back to what I was saying, trying to find, I always, in almost anything really, try to find a natural alternative to something if I can. So I was experimenting with different types of materials to try and find a natural solvent. And a solvent is just basically a way of blending things together. I have not experimented with essential oils with oil paints. I don't use oil paint anymore because of the migraine issue I was talking about before, but solvents are great for blending graphite and colored pencil. So I have been experimenting with that and was just really happy that essential oil, if it's a orange essential oil wouldn't work because it would leave an orange color behind, but something that's supposed to be clear like lavender or eucalyptus works wonderfully, and it also just smells really nice while you're working, and then once it's all dry and you open up your sketchbook later on, it smells really great, so that's a plus. So here you can see I'm blending out with that round tip brush, and it just makes things, again, it makes them darker, it really smooths everything out, it gets rid of pretty much all your pencil lines. Now you do have to make sure you're laying down your color really evenly with that sort of round little circles over and over. Otherwise, if you have a lot of pencil sort of marks and white paper showing through to begin with, the solvent won't completely get rid of your pencil line. So you want to be very careful and smooth with your drawing to begin with, so then when you use a solvent, you can really smooth everything out nicely. And the same thing, like with the graphite, you can apply a layer of solvent, let it dry, go back over with more colored pencil, let it cover with more solvent, let it dry, and apply many, many layers. Now you do get to a point when you've applied so much that the paper won't really take any more colored pencil. So you do have to be a little careful of that if you lay down too much. But again, you can just keep layering and layering, and then going back over with the solvent to really get your colors nice and rich and dark. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm using watercolor papers sort of sketchbook. So this is a sketchbook of watercolor paper. It's 140 pound, which is generally the minimum you want to use as far as weight. Otherwise, like a 90-pound paper will probably wrinkle a little too much. So that is the paper I'm using. I'm going to put in the description a list of materials I use, and if there's any links, I will link those. I'm also going to link the reference image that I use. It was from Unsplash, which is sort of copyright-free images, but I like to give credit to the photographer when I can. So here's that final piece, going back over with white pencil just to add, kind of bring back some of those highlights, add a couple of those sort of dots and imperfections in the cherry, and just some little final touches with the pencils. And that's really what using a solvent does for your work. It's really great in making it look very finished and smooth. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will continue to post more videos, so I will see you soon.